Hello Year 10. In this short video clip I hope to teach you how to find the median and the interquartile range of a small data set. Firstly, we'll learn how to identify the lower and upper quartiles of a small data set, and we call these Q1 and Q3, and essentially these are representative of data values 1/4 and 3/4 of the way through an ordered data set. We'll look at 4 examples, and after that you'll be able to do any size example. So the first one, 8 data items. We're going to find first of all the median, which I can call Q2. It's 2/4 of the way through the data set. Now if there's 8, we can use n plus 1 over 2 to identify where the median is. 8 plus 1 is 9, divided by 2 is 4.5. In other words, the median is between the 4th and 5th items. But with data sets as small as this, I think we can see that anyway. So there we go, that would be Q2. Now that's the median, and that's halfway between 27 and 31. So I might as well write in now that the median is 29. So how do we find the quartiles? Well, what we do is we find the median of the bottom half and the median of the top half. So there's only 4 items in the bottom half, so that's Q1, the lower quartile. And there's only 4 items in the top half, so that's Q3, the upper quartile. So Q1 is halfway between 25 and 27, which is 26, and Q3 is halfway between 34 and 38, which is 36. Now the interquartile range is the distance between these 2 quartiles, and the reason we want to know that is it's a more sophisticated measure of spread. The problem with a range is if you have one big value it distorts everything, but because the interquartile range looks at the middle 50%, it gives a better idea of how things are spread out. So this is equal to 36 minus 26, so the interquartile range is 10. Example 2 with 9 data items. Now this time the median is the middle one. If we've got an odd number, then there is a middle item, and that's 32. Let me call that Q2. So I can write in that the median is 32. Now what we do to find the lower quartile is we ignore that middle one and we find the median of the bottom half and the median of the top half for the upper quartile, ignoring the one in the middle. So the middle of those 4 would be there, that would be Q1, and the middle of those 4 would be there, that would be Q3. So Q1 is halfway between 28 and 30, 29, and Q3 is halfway between 40 and 44, 42. So this time our interquartile range is 42 minus 29, giving an answer of 13. Example 3. This time I've got 10 data items. Well, with 10 data items, again there isn't a middle one because I've got an even number. 10 plus 1 is 11, half it, 5.5. We're between the 5th and 6th, so Q2 sits there. Halfway between 38 and 40 is 39, that means the median is 39. And then we find the median of the bottom half and the median of the top half. This time there isn't a middle one to ignore. And the middle one of those 5 will be that number there, 36. And the middle one of those 5 at the top is 43. So that's dead easy. Q1 is 36, and let's call that Q1, and Q3 is 43. So the interquartile range is 43 minus 36, which is 7. And now our final example with 11 items, and any size of sample you're given will be like one of these 4. 11 items is a middle one. 11 plus 1 is 12, half it is 6. So the 6th item, I'm using that n plus 1 over 2, where n's the number of items, to identify the middle item. 11 plus 1 is 12, half it is 6. So it's the 6th item. So there we go, that's the 6th item, and that is the median, or Q2. So the median is 34, and then I ignore the middle one if there is a middle one, and I find the medians of the bottom end and the top end, the bottom half and the top half. 5 items in this group, so there's a middle one, that's Q1. 5 items at the top, so there's a middle one, and that's Q3. So the lower quartile is 27 and the upper quartile is 40. So the interquartile range is 40 minus 27, which is 13. And that's all there is to it, identifying the quartiles to find the interquartile range, having first found the median. And now I've got a little exercise, 4 for you to do, and I'd like you to email me your results by Sunday.